Hello friends, I welcome you all to this session. In this particular lecture, we will be learning about variables. What are variables? Variables can be thought of as the container to hold some information, to hold some data. And that's it. So if you want to, the basic framework of your system will be like this. You will be having one code section, then your memory will be divided like this, then stack, and then heap, so they can be interchanged. So whenever you are working with certain numbers, you cannot supply every number like this, so you should be using some variables. So in this particular stack in the memory, those variables will act as a representative of that particular portion of memory. So whenever you are saying that a is equal to 5, okay, then that means what? That means a variable. Now this has to be defined. What is the a? What is the data type of a? Let's say it is, so let's not write this. Let's write first int a. So we are doing what? We are declaring a variable a having it can store data type of integer only. So according to that, memory will be provided in the stack during the runtime of the program to this A. So this particular memory location now will be called as A, because it will be very difficult for one to write the address of this particular location. So where this location is. So there, I'll show you very soon that how to fetch an address of a particular variable, where that variable is located in the program, in the memory, sorry. So what we do is we create a memory, we assign this particular variable by saying first that it is an integer type, and then the moment we do so, this is called as declaration. A portion of memory based on the data type of this particular variable will be reserved for this variable, and this will be called by name A. So whenever we want to use this memory or the information which is stored in this particular portion of memory, we needn't have to remember the memory location, we just have to remember this variable A. So variable is basically the container. Can be in crude way you can think that it is a container which can hold a particular type of data. Yes, you heard it right, particular type of data. So if you say that A is A, now you are assigning 5 to A. This particular operator is called as assignment operator. So if you are assigning 5 to A, then what will happen? The 5 will now be transferred to this memory location. Okay. It's not that simple. It will be first converted into the binary form, and that then that particular thing will be stored there. But the important thing is, once you create a variable, you first declare that variable, and then once you declare it, then you initialize that variable with certain number. So that number will be stored in that particular memory location. Now, if you are storing something like, let's say, 5.2, so what will happen? Will there be any problem? No, there will not be any problem. But the thing is, this point 2 will be truncated and only 5 will be stored here, because we have assigned it to be of integer type data. Okay, so this is very important. So there are certain rules one should follow while writing the name of variable. The variable, the first thing is, the variable can contain letters. It can have letters, that is A, B, C, D. It can have digits like 1, 2, 3, and so on, 0. And apart from this, it should not have any space. Space, that is blank space, is not permitted. So if I want to write number of apples, so I cannot write number of apples. So this is not permitted in C. What you can write is, you can use underscore to connect them. So you can use underscore. underscores to connect two numbers or two different names like this. So space is not permitted. Remember, no space should be there. And as I have already told you that this particular language is which is a compiled language, it is a case sensitive language. So a variable a and a variable a, these two will be different. So remember, because of case sensitivity, this a will be different from this a, and so on. And apart from this, one should not start any variable with a number. You cannot write 1a. This is wrong. So instead, the correct version will be a1. This is correct. So in this way, you can create a variable. So what are variable? Variable are basically the can be thought of as a container which can hold some data in it. And once you supply that, you should also remember what type of data it is holding. So whenever you want to create a variable, you should first declare its data type, and then you should initialize it or provide it a valid value. That means you should be very much clear about it. So if you want to create a float variable, then you should write float and then the variable name, let's say b. Now this b is in a position to store something which is having decimal in it. Let us say 2.71 and so on. This is valid. Okay. Now if you want to store characters, then you should be using char, and then let's say it is C. Now you can assign this C with certain character. Let's say A, I'm assigning it. So that's it. So you should understand the variables properly, then you will be in a position to write program efficiently, effectively. And one more thing, the name or the choice of the name of variable should represent the variable. It should not be like that there are two numbers a and b. Okay, that's okay. If I want to, let's say, find the, let's say I want to find out the absolute pressure. So how absolute pressure is defined? It is the atmospheric pressure plus the gauge pressure. Then if I write simply x, y and z, so this doesn't reflect any meaning. So while defining these variable, you should be writing like this: p underscore abs, or you can also write pabs or p underscore atm or patm, etc. So that gives meaning to the variable. So you should also be writing a meaningful variable. Okay, so in this lecture, till this point only. In the next lecture, we will be understanding input output statements, and then we'll be writing our first program. Thank you very much.